others and bring them along, right? So a big part of that too is being able to build a team and being able to mentor other women as they build and develop their own businesses as well. So there's a lot involved in this opportunity if it's something that you choose to embrace. So what we're going to do tonight is a few of the coaches are going to share with you their stories about how they got started with coaching and what it's done for them. And then at the end, we're going to share some frequently asked questions and we're going to answer them for you, be as transparent as possible to give you all the information that you need to make a decision about this, whether this is for you. But as we go through, like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. So I believe I'm going to toss it over to Erin to kick us off tonight.
Thanks, Jen. Hey, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Erin. Courtney is my sister, and we are the ladies behind the sisterhood. I'm super excited to talk to you guys tonight. When I first started coaching, I never thought it would be what it is today. Like, I never envisioned this as part of my life. But that's why I think I love sharing it so much, because it's literally something that found me, and that's totally changed my life. So back, I guess, 2.5 years ago now, before I started coaching, I was a busy working mom. I've got 2 kids who are now, my son turns 7 tomorrow, so 7 and 9. And I was like, I work in the federal government. I'm a manager in human resources. And I was that like hamster wheel busy mom. Okay. So wake up, take the kids to school, get to work, rush all my day through work. Like, I'm that woman that's like always like this. And then after work, I would rush to the grocery store, rush to pick them up, rush to do dinner, rush to the rink and do like ringette or hockey. And then at the end of the day, I'd put them to bed and I would crash, like exhausted. Like I had nothing left for myself. I gave everything at work. I gave everything to my kids. And at the end of the day, I had nothing left. I really found that I lost myself entirely in mom life. Like, I remember one Christmas, this is like an infamous story for me that like is ingrained in my brain, that my mom always asks us for our like Christmas lists every year. And she asked me like, what do you want? And I was like talking to my sister Courtney, who's on the call. And I was like, there's not a single thing I can even think that I would want for myself. Like, I have no hobbies. I have no interests. Like, you might as well just put all the money that you would spend on me towards the kids. Like, there's nothing for me. And I remember crying to Courtney and being like, I'm nothing but a mom. And it was a really low moment for me, because I realized I'd totally lost who I was. And so when my sisters and my mom all decided to do this like workout fitness program, I like reluctantly joined in, really just because I didn't want to be left out with what they were doing. And slowly, day after day, doing these programs in my basement, like carving out a moment for me, I literally rediscovered myself. And Courtney had moved to the States and she was looking for a job. And to be honest, I'd followed coaches online for years. Like, I loved their joy and their energy. And I loved watching them. Like, I just felt so happy watching them. So once we'd kind of discovered Beachbody on our own through the programs, I said, Courtney was looking for a job. And I'm like, Courtney, you should coach. Like, it's so amazing. You would be so good at it. She's so energetic and fun and dynamic. And I was like, you should do this. Like, I'm totally that person that would rather convince somebody else to do something than admit like that I'm terrified to do it myself. So Courtney started coaching, and to be honest, I sent all of my friends to her. I couldn't stop talking about Beachbody. It was like totally transforming who I was, like mind, body, soul. So I was sending all of our friends and family to Courtney because like she was the coach, and I was in such denial. Like, I had a great career. I have like great family life. My plate is full. I have no extra time for anything. So I was totally denial, but I was drawn. I was drawn so bad. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I loved the program so much. I was screaming it from the rooftops. I was just like, I couldn't, every day Courtney and I were talking, and I just like wanted to know more about her coaching business and what she was doing. And I just felt like I couldn't ignore it. And as much as I tried to like shove it down because I really thought I was better than it, it just became something I couldn't ignore. And while I really didn't want to put myself out there on social media, I was way too embarrassed and proud to do that. What I really came to find is that the more I put myself out there, in fact, the more women I was able to help. And this became a totally new like life journey of me helping other women who were lost in the mom trenches or who lost themselves. And it's literally transformed my life at work. I'm a better leader at home. I'm a more present mom. And life, I just feel like I'm a more passionate person. And if it wasn't for coaching, especially, I'll say this now, especially during this COVID time, I just know I would feel so alone and I could cry. Like I have found so much from coaching, personally, financially, but really from the community and the friends and the camaraderie. Like it saved me in so many ways. So I feel like I could dominate this whole call, but I will end it there. And I think I'm passing it off to Court.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. Yeah, so I'm talking sort of about what coaching has done for my life. I'll kind of pick up where Erin left off, which was her convincing me in her kitchen one day that I should coach. And unlike her, I'd never heard of coaching. I did not follow any coaches. I knew like about MLMs and pyramid schemes, which is what I thought it was, and I was not going to be doing that. But, we did this first program that she mentioned under our coach, Kim, and Kim made this business seem different. She really did it in like such an authentic way, and she was obviously successful in it. And so when Erin said that, I was kind of like, I feel like I could do that. I saw something that, I believed in myself a little bit, that I thought I could do what she was doing. But, the main reason I started it was to follow through on my fitness journey. I started coaching because I had gained 75 pounds with both kids, and I was just in a place where I was so unhappy in the skin I was in that I thought coaching would hold me accountable to like losing the weight. So when I started coaching, that's originally how it began. I ultimately have lost 100 pounds with coaching. And it's funny because I see customers that join us all the time that start and fall off and start and fall off. And it's almost like, I know the secret sauce. Like I know the answer, because once you start putting yourself out there and sharing your journey and having women join you and you're holding them accountable, and it's like this magic community where all of a sudden, like you're showing up. It's not like, oh, the alarm, no, like I'm getting up. Like I don't think about the alarm anymore. That's not even a question. Like my job is to wake up and to focus on myself. So, probably about a year into my journey, after I'd lost the weight, I really started to struggle because I still had some demons in my life. I've been like kind of a lifelong smoker, drinker, drug user. There was a lot of things in my life that I did recreationally that did not align with coaching. And I started to realize that, my weekend activities were not allowing me to show up in my coaching business. So I wasn't able to be consistent. So what has coaching done for my life? It's honestly had me look in this mirror along the way and find the things that are holding me back personally from being my like true, most authentic best self, and work on that. And to me, that's one of the most beautiful things about coaching. It's like, if you can think of the things in your life, like maybe it's emotional eating, maybe it's an insecurity about something else, maybe it is a bad habit, like I mentioned, those are the types of things that you're going to be focusing on in your life. Because when you share your life authentically online to inspire others, it's not authentic if you're not being truthful. So, it's not like you have to put your issues out there. No, you have to work on them internally and really show up as your best self. Coaching has done so much more for my life, but I do really want to get into the FAQ at the end of this. So I am going to leave it there, and I'm going to pass it to Sarah, who's only been coaching 6 months and seen so much success in this business. So I'm excited for you guys to hear from her.
Awesome. Thanks, Court. Hey guys, my name is Sarah. So I signed up to be a coach about 10 months ago, but I kind of tiptoed in it for the first little bit. So I really didn't start coaching until 6 or 7 months ago. But when I first joined the community, I joined as a client, and I was kind of doing the programs and not really following the nutrition plan. Definitely wasn't engaging in the community at all, but I was starting to see like the positive impacts of these changes in my life and how I was feeling. And it was about 6 weeks into my journey when my coach at the time asked me if I wanted to consider coaching. And I laughed at her and shut it down. Like, there was no way I would ever do something like this ever. Like, so far out of my comfort zone. I had no time. Like, at that time in my life, I had a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I am a full-time grade 7-8 teacher. Like, I couldn't possibly fit one more thing on my plate. I had never taken a selfie before. Like, the thought of posting stuff on social media, like, made me feel like physically ill, like so far out of my comfort zone. And I remember I kept asking myself, you know, why is she asking me to do this? Like, who am I to mentor other women to make these healthy changes in their life? Just because at that point I lost like 10 pounds. Like, who am I to do this? I'm not qualified. But long story short, I decided to do it for the same reason Courtney did. I needed the accountability in my journey, and I knew how I was feeling. And all of a sudden, I wanted this to be long-term. I no longer wanted to start this just to lose 10 or 15 pounds to then put it back on down the road. But looking back now, it was one of the scarier decisions I've ever made, but easily one of the best in my life for not only me, but for my family. And I have 3 reasons why I'm going to share with you. The first is my own journey. Like I said, since coaching, I've lost just over 50 pounds. And I know for a fact I would not have done that if I wasn't a coach, because I cannot tell you how many mornings I've peeled my ass out of bed simply because I know people are looking and waiting for me to show up. Like, I know this for a fact. But the physical things that I've lost aside, honestly, I think the biggest benefit to my own personal journey are the things that I've gained. Like, I'm a more positive person. I'm a more patient person. I'm a happier person. I'm a more confident person. Like, all of these things are like new layers of coaching that I never expected. My second reason is the impact it's had on the people in my life who I love the most. My mom, my dad, my brother-in-law, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my friends, my colleagues. All of these people have joined me. They've started making a health a priority simply because I was brave enough to share what I was doing, and I invited them to join me. And I cannot tell you how rewarding it is to get an inbox message from someone who is maybe someone who you're really close with, or maybe they're an acquaintance, and they are thanking you for literally changing their life. Like, I cannot tell you how much joy that brings. And then my third reason is something that I never expected to get out of this, and that is the income potential. When I first started, I assumed these coaches who like built these big businesses had some kind of upper hand. And I remember saying to my husband, well, like, if I can make a couple $100 to pay for my products, like, that's a bonus, like, it's not going to hurt. But where I am now, like, technically 10 months into coaching, it almost seems too good to be true that every Thursday I have something come into my bank account simply because I'm working on my own journey. I'm inviting people to join me and I'm supporting them. It truly does seem too good to be true. It's like a dream job. So I just want to say to you guys, like, the fact that you are even on this call, you are miles ahead of where I was, and probably many of the other coaches on this call when we were invited. I didn't come on this call. I turned that right down. Like, I did not come on this call. So I just want to encourage you, like, ask yourself, could your own personal journey use some extra accountability? Like, would it bring you joy in your life to have this positive impact on the people in your life that you love the most? And could your family or your household benefit from some kind of additional income? And if you're saying yes to those questions, honestly, guys, like, welcome to the team. Anyways, I'm going to pass it back to you, Jen.
I'm like, as you're talking, I'm just like nodding nonstop. I echo everything that you guys said. Okay, so we have about 14 minutes left or so that we're going to cover the frequently asked questions that we get. And again, as we go through, you guys, if you have any questions, pop them there in the chat. So the first question that we get is, how much does it cost to become a coach? So to be a coach, there is a $50 enrollment fee. A lot of you may have already had that waived, or you can if you've purchased a challenge pack. So that's something that you can talk to your coach about. And then on top of that, there is a monthly membership fee that you pay to be a coach. It's $16 US or $19 Canadian. And that gives you a 25% off discount, all of the Beachbody products and all the different programs and everything. As well, it gives you access to our back office. So the back office is incredible. It's where it stores all of your people about it's where it stores all of your information about your customers as well. It gives you access to Beachbody's customer service. So you guys, we don't take people's credit card numbers. We don't take their personal information. Like if you remember when you signed up, your coach just asked you for your email address and your flavor of Shakeology, and then Beachbody takes care of the rest. As well, we don't deal with any returns or exchanges. That's all done through the customer service, which is incredible. So that's what you're getting when you pay that like $20 a month. As well, as a coach, we talk a lot, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it, the fact that we aren't salespeople. Like if you wanted me to be a salesperson, there's no way I would be earning an income right now doing that. The thing that we do is we share our journey. And part of sharing our journey is also being a believer in Beachbody's products. And so a part of that is purchasing your own products each month. And like Sarah said, based on your success, the fact that you can get those products paid for is pretty amazing. But it's just for you. You're not going to be buying products you have to store in your basement or any of that stuff. You're just responsible for buying your own products. So that's for how much you're going to be investing each month. And then how much can you make? This is a pretty wide spectrum, so to speak. Like Sarah said, there's a lot of people that can sign up and just want to do this to cover their product. Maybe they just want to make a few extra $100 a month. I remember, like, I'm also a teacher, and I remember being able to pay for my daughter's swimming lessons and her Sparks with one of my paychecks from Beachbody. It was so incredible. And at the time that was perfect for me. But if you want bigger things, there is incredible potential here and incredible opportunity as well. Like we're talking 7 figures, if that's something that you want to strive towards. And speaking from our own team's experience, that's something that we are kind of on the path to getting to. We're definitely making big waves in that way. But there's no expectation for what you choose to do. You are an independent coach. So you decide your business level, what you want to do, what you want to get out of it, and what you get out, you're going to put in. Is there a minimum? So there's not a minimum that you have to. You don't have to at all. If you want to get your products covered so that you don't want to be out of pocket each month, then we recommend you signing up 3 people a month. So if you sign up 3 people a month, then your products will be paid for and you're not out of pocket, if that helps. But there are people on our team that sign up no people a month. There are people that sign up 30 people a month. So it just kind of depends on you and your level of what you want to get out of with this business. So I'm going to pass that on to Courtney.
Yeah, I'll just add on to that. Because I heard this like a couple months ago, and I love it. Hobbies cost money. So if you treat this like a hobby, yes, you're going to be paying for your Shakeology every month, and that costs money. If you treat this like a business, signing 3 people up a month is a no-brainer. It is super simple. And if you, sort of follow the steps and the guidelines that we walk you through, it's absolutely achievable. The thing with being a coach is that the activities are simple. It's your willingness to put in the effort that is going to determine how much money you're able to make in this business. Coming from a really strong upline, Jamie and Kim, we saw the potential really early on. And so myself and Erin and Jen, who's one of the first coaches on the team, like we've taken this really seriously from the beginning. And I think Erin's going to talk later on sort of about our training and more about that. Okay, so the next frequently asked question is, I don't want to sell to my friends, which we talked a little bit about, but join the club. Nobody does. When you start as a coach, we put you in a little chat pod with other new coaches. And the whole goal is for you to come out and emerge on social media in the most authentic way possible. For you to start sharing your journey with the people that surround you, and to find support from your friends and family. It's not to be like, I'm a Beachbody coach, and start harassing your friends and family. You need to fall in love with these products and programs. That's the way that this works, because if you are in love with these products and programs, you're going to want to share that with your friends and family. Like, these programs have changed my life and continue to on an everyday basis. Every time there's a new program, it's a chance for me to reset. And I know for a fact that there are so many women in my life that also need a reset. So I invite them to join my groups. And honestly, my groups change lives. Jen's groups change lives, and Sarah's groups change lives. So you're going to want to invite the people around you to do what you're doing. So we really help you shift that mindset from selling to someone to offering them this beautiful gift that you have in your life. And then the next one is, who makes a good coach? We recently had someone, and I think she's on the call, Nat, join the team, who is a fitness professional. She owns a jiu-jitsu gym. And, we've had other women, like we have, there's two dentists on our team. There's a naturopath, tons of teachers, VP at a bank, like literally every single walk of life, like stay-at-home moms, like the spectrum of women that have joined this team is wide. And that's because it doesn't matter what your fitness capability is or what your job or qualifications are. It matters why you want to do this and why you're looking for something more in your life. Whether it's the accountability, like Sarah said, or the money, or the people around you that you could impact, what makes a good coach is somebody that's looking for something more in their life. I know for me, I didn't even realize the impact that this would have on my life until I really got into it. But this morning, I was just setting some new goals, and I was like thinking to myself, and I really took a sec to reflect and be like, I never used to set personal goals. I never used to sit down and genuinely think about vision for my life. I would think about things like physical things that I wanted, but not a true vision for the course of my life. And time freedom for me is why I'm here, to live a life of purpose on my own terms and not have vacation time and somebody else dictating that. Financial freedom is a huge reason for a lot of women. So it's not the type of person that will be a good coach. It's really what's inside your heart and what you want out of your life. And I think that sometimes after this call, it's a really great opportunity to sit down and think about that for yourself. So I'm passing to Erin.
Okay, one of the frequently asked questions that I get a lot actually is, how much time do you spend on coaching? Like, how much time does this take? And I'll be honest, it kind of goes along with what Jen was saying, whether you want to like cover your cost of Shakeology or if you want to make $1 million this year doing Beachbody, right? It really depends on what your goals are, what you want out of this, how committed you are, how much time and effort you put into it. And that will dictate how often you're working this business. At the beginning, like I said, I was like full-time work. My kids were in rink activities. Like I didn't have a lot of time to give. So what I did is I really took a step back and did a time audit of the time I had in a day. Like those half hour, 20 minutes where I was scrolling on my phone, or maybe an hour at the end of the day where I was just like slothing on the couch with my husband. Like those were times that I deemed as kind of wasted periods of time. So I then used that time towards my business. So at the beginning, I'd say I probably did about an hour a day, Monday through Thursday on coaching. And then Sunday, I would get myself ready for the week. Now that I'm so committed to it, I'd probably say I'm working closer to 4 hours a day on coaching. But ultimately, it really depends, like I said, what like that spectrum of what you want from this business. If you can find a half hour or an hour a day to start, I think you're starting off well. The next question, I've lost my list here. The next question is, how do you get started? So every month in the Sisterhood, we do a monthly mentorship training group where everybody comes together. You'll go through all of the videos and training material that we have done previously for you at your own pace. So if you want to go through all modules in the one night, you can do that. If you want to go through it the whole month and take time to do it at your own pace, you absolutely can. And then we get together in a chat pod. So there's lots of opportunity for questions. And every single Sunday we do a call to check in and go over the material and help you with, your coming out post and how to navigate social media and how to talk to other people about this opportunity and how to invite people and all of those things. We really do collectively together as a group to help you with your new business. The cool part about this, guys, is that you will be starting your own health and wellness business on your own. Like, this is you starting a business, but you also have all these business partners here who have had success in this company, in this business, to help you succeed. So you can capitalize on our lessons learned, our failures, the things that we've done that haven't worked or have worked over the course of the last few years. We are absolutely open books, and we will help you become an entrepreneur and build your own health and wellness business. And it's just honestly the most exciting thing ever. So those are my questions. I think, Jen, am I back to you?
Yeah, so hopefully that helped to clarify. I know we had a lot of questions just about like the cost per month and stuff, and something that I forgot to mention with regards to how we earn money. So we do earn in two different ways. So we earn a retail commission, and then we also earn through team bonuses, and through quarterly bonuses as well when you reach a certain rank in your business. So just keep that in mind, that there are multiple ways that the compensation plan works. And we don't dive into it too much here, but just to give you an idea of that. So we hope that that helps to clarify what this opportunity is about, and kind of maybe free up some of those questions that you may have had in your head. The final thing that I do want to share with you is, so often when we are thinking about something maybe outside the box, thinking about something that we've never done, or maybe something that makes us feel uncomfortable because it's new and unfamiliar to us. So often we get really protective of ourselves, and we think of all the reasons why we don't want to do this, because it's scary, and because maybe we'll fail, or maybe it won't work. But I want to challenge you tonight, when we get off the call tonight, to ask yourself why maybe this could work for you. And like Sarah said, if you have that little pulling on your heart, and if you have that little inclination to want to have an impact on other people's lives, or maybe see what you could possibly do with this, that I want you to ask yourself, why could you do this? And why could you be good at this? And we would love to welcome any of you. You are all invited on this call for a reason, because the coach who invited you sees something in you. So make sure that you connect with that coach later. And we thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And we hope you have a great night. Thank you so much. Take care, guys.